So here I'm just showing you how I edited the photos that I put into my major work for my magazine. It's really easy and simple, but yeah, I documented the process and here it is. So here I've just got an image of smoke and I'm exporting it to a PNG, and I'm basically going to put it on my soup to make it look like there's steam coming out from my soup, even though there's not. So I've got to enlarge that, and then I'm basically going to blur and make it less visible. So adjusting the brightness will help that. And yeah, so I adjust the brightness because it makes it look better. And then I've got to blur, hold on, sorry, it's not coming yet. And yeah, I'm blurring out the smoke so it looks realistic. Otherwise, it'll like look like I've put smoke on the screen, which looks a bit weird. But yeah, so this is what it looks like without the smoke. I'll show you in a sec. There, and then with smoke, without smoke. So obviously it looks better. I've adjusted the brightness so it makes it look more realistic and it looks like a better photo. And then so the next one I'm moving on to is my dip, and so I've got to adjust the brightness and make it add some color into it. So I'm going to the brightness setting, the contrast, fixing that, and I'm also going to play with the highlights, like where the highlights are in the thing, and I'm going to add color to that, just because I want it to be more cool tone than warm tone. And yeah, so I'm just playing with the brightness here of my lemonade. And here I'm fixing the avocado toast, and here I want to create the light elements to be more lighter. So on the tomatoes and like the higher point, the light points of the areas, I'm trying to make them appear brighter and just a bit more vibrant. So I've got to go to select and mask. I've got to adjust the transparency and smooth the edges out and feather it out so it looks realistic. And here I'm just adding the more light into it, so adjusting the brightness in just those places particularly, because that's the only place that I want them to stand out really, like the tomatoes. I want them to be reflecting in the light. So just playing around with the brightness again, and yeah, basically that's it. And here I'm adjusting the vibrance of like where the avocado is, just so it looks I don't know, just so it appears literally just vibrant, because I want it to stand out. I want it to look better. And so there's all those little photos. I think I've got one more to do. I think I'm doing yeah, the potatoes. I'm really not really happy with the way these turned out. I kind of wish I did a different photo or I added more chips, just because I don't really like them. But I've got to deal with what I've got. So I'm just adjusting the brightness and the contrast again, so they look really like orange and they stand out, because I kind of want them to stand out. I don't want the board and the wood to stand out behind them. And then with the lemonade, I'm adjusting, once like I did before, I'm adjusting the light with the objects that I want to become more lighter. So adjusting transparency, smoothing out the edges and feathering out the edges so they're not so harsh when I want to add the brightness to them. So yeah, just the ice and the lemon that I wanted to stand out, and that's really it. So I'm just adjusting the brightness there, and yeah, I really like how this photo turned out, just because I like the focus of it and I like the way it looks, and I'm happy that I did the standout points from there. And here is just a collection of images that I edited. Here's like the before and after. So obviously you can see the difference in brightness and contrast in the colours, and it just overall looks better. Because without image editing, it would just kind of just be dull and not really great quality. To make my logo, it was really easy. I just used the pen tool to create my shape, which was a knife, and I also did that for the fork as well. And I filled it with a black colour, and then I put a white box over the top, so because I knew that I'd be using white pages. So just put a white box over the top, and then I added a font into the box, which just said food journal. And then, yeah, that's basically it.